The holiday season is a time for rejoice, gifts, and glorious food. But it's also a time to get shit-faced with our loved ones. This is why I will show you how to make this delicious liqueur that your friends and family will love. Alcohol is a staple in almost every holiday around the world, and I'm curious to know what is your favorite poison to drink during the holidays. Please leave your comment down below. For me, this year, my holiday poison will be this delicious pear and elderflower liqueur. So let's make this easy homemade recipe together. I will be using my sous vide cooker to infuse the alcohol, because it is fast and convenient, since we put everything into a bag and let it cook gently. We will start with 20 grams of dried elderflower. And yes, if you can get fresh elderflower, this recipe will be way better. But this is winter Canada. All I could get is dried elderflower. So we continue with 1 ripe pear, roughly chopped, 500 grams of plain sugar, 3 lemon peels, 10 grams of citric acid, 2.7 grams of ascorbic acid. This is optional, but it will help with flavor and shelf life. Followed by 400 grams of filtered water. And last but not the least, 750 ml of vodka. The whole bottle. Yeah, baby! So this should yield about 1.5 liters of liqueur, with a dilution of around 20% ABV. The next step will be to vacuum seal it. This will make it cook more evenly and prevent oxidation. Now just drop it in your sous vide container and let it cook at 85 degrees Celsius for about 2 hours. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, then you can use a Ziploc bag instead. It will work just fine. You might want to double it to prevent tearing. If you don't have a sous vide cooker, you can always use a pot of water and a thermometer. Like the good old days, you broke ass. Throughout the cooking process, make sure to give the bag a little shake to make sure all the ingredients are well incorporated. Once the cooking time is over, get the bag out of the sous vide cooker, bring it over to the sink, and run it under cold water to stop the cooking process. Once completely cold, we're gonna strain it over a clean kitchen towel. A piece of cheesecloth will also do the job. Gather the cloth together to squeeze out the remaining liquid. At this point, you could just drink it as it is. Personally, I like to pass it through a coffee filter. It will make it smoother and more clear. This might take a while, but I think it's worth it. Once all filtered, we are left with this beautiful golden nectar. Now it's ready to be bottled up. Now, technically this is ready to drink, but you should wait at least 24 hours, ideally a few days, for the flavors to come together. Alright, it is now the next day. The liqueur had time to settle and the flavors to blend. But before we taste it, we're gonna make a simple label to make it gift ready. So while the liqueur was infusing, I had time to design a label using a simple app on my phone. Once the label was designed, I printed it using my shitty black and white printer. Just cut the label carefully using a pair of scissors. I also printed some green stickers with a cocktail recipe on it. Just punch a hole to tie it easily. When your labels are ready, it's time to glue them on. I'll be using some kids glue with a small paintbrush. Just add a bit of glue, sometimes a drop of water to loosen it up. Apply a thin coat of the mixture on the back of the label, using the brush to carefully flip the label, and then secure it in place using your fingers. Just like that. I'll use a piece of string to tie the green sticker at the top of the bottle. Just cut off the excess and you're done. There you go. You have your own branded liqueur. Right, now that our liqueur is all ready, it's time to give it a try. This has a beautiful golden color. The aromas are light, floral, and sweet. And you can taste the pears, elderflower, with some hints of citrus and honey. Oh yes. This recipe is surprisingly delicious considering how simple it is. I think this would make the perfect gift for the holidays. And remember, the more flavor, the more fun.